I want to share an experience that included an earthbound ghostie, um, bringing down the light, and kind of freaking out another energy reader. So let's get started. So we're going to backtrack way back when I kind of broke from the family. In particular, my mother, but the whole family unit was I was removed from. Anyway, over the years, my grandmother would say, "Oh, look, your dad's going through this, your mom's going through this." I never asked. I never asked. But she felt it was important that I knew some of the stuff that was going on. Okay, fine. And she had told me that my dad had, in his advanced age, started showing signs of dementia. And she was kind of bummed because she didn't have it as advanced as he did. And so she saw him deteriorate. And I was saddened to hear this. And as I mentioned in one of the previous videos, or maybe a couple previous videos, is when somebody has dementia or they're in a coma or anything where they have periods of being disconnected, they travel outside of the body. And so not long after my grandmother informed me about my dad's dementia, he started popping up energetically in the house, and I'd say hi, and is there anything you want? He would just look at me, and I was like, okay, go back to your body, and then he'd pop back out again. And it was occasional, but later down the road, probably about a year or two afterwards, he showed up every day, and he would just look at me, and I'm like, you need to go back to your body, Dad. Unless there's something you want to tell me, you need to go back to your body. And he would just look at me, and then he'd kind of fade away. Well, this went on for almost a year. And finally one day, I don't know if he became more experienced, more cognizant. He energetically told me, go search for me online. Okay. And I had been washing the dishes, so I rinsed my hands off, dried them off, went back to the computer, and typed in his name. And sure enough, he had passed away a year before, and nobody told me. Nobody. My grandmother, who used to give me little tidbits of information, had passed away herself, so she wasn't there to give me that information on the physical level. So I was like, okay. So I sat down with him and I said, look, you don't need to hang around here. You need to cross over, go take care of business, and then you come back and visit when you want. He's like, no. And then I guess I wore him out. He popped out. He was gone. So he came back the next day and I'm like, look, Dad, you need to cross over. He said, no, listen. He said, I wasn't there for you. I wasn't there when you were growing up. I didn't protect you from your mother. And I said, well, yeah, you did not. However, I know that you were a victim of those circumstances just like I was. And he said, yeah. And I chose to stay with her for the kids. I said, okay, that's fine. He goes, no, it's not fine. I need to make this right for all of you. I need to be here now. I'm here now. And like, no, you need to cross over before you can be here for us. You need to let all of this go and heal. And then you can come back and help us. And he goes, no, he's very adamant. I'm going to be here for you three now. Okay. And so he'd pop in and out occasionally and not a big deal. Okay, we're going to jump forward about a year or so. Once in a blue moon, I liked to go have a reading done. I wanted reading. I wanted to be on the receiving end. Let's see what the universe wants to, share today. And so I made an appointment with this visiting reader. And when it was my appointment time, I walked in and sat down, and he looked at me and goes, why are you here? To get a reading? He goes, no, you don't need one. Why are you here? And I said, because sometimes I want to be on the receiving end. He goes, fine. What do you want? A tarot card reading or what? I said, just, I'm open. I'm open to receive. What does my team want to share with me? And so he's focusing and well, you really don't need to be here because your abilities say you do all of this. Yes, I know. Let's move on from that. He said, okay. He said, there's a guide here and he's very protective of you. And I can feel the reader's energies. He's getting annoyed and almost aggressive. And I'm like, so I'm scanning the energy. I'm like, no, that's not a guide. And so I focused in on the energy and went, oh, that's my dad. And so in my mind, I focused outside, out of the way, pulled the light down and told Dad, there's the light, you can cross over. So this is going on in my head. The reader sitting across the table from me says, what the blank is that? What are you doing? I'm pulling down the light for my dad. You are not allowed to do that. I've been trained to do that. I've been doing that since I was a kid. No, you're not allowed to pull down the light. All of a sudden, there's this loud boom, and he goes, what is that? And I went, that is my guide. He goes, I think we're done. I don't know why you're here. You don't need me. I was like, okay. So, yeah, I kind of freaked him out. Wasn't my intention. I just wanted to go for reading. As a matter of fact, that was many, many years ago, and I have never gone back to anybody for a reading since. But what had happened was I pulled down the light, asked Dad, please go into the light. You can come back and help after you go to the light. Well, I don't know exactly what this energy reader across the table from me was doing to provoke my father into protection mode. But whatever it was, it also invoked my guide, who came through an energy portal so loud, both of us felt and heard the boom, because it was so abrupt that the guide stepped in. And so I had my dad on this side and one of my team members on this side, and they were both facing the energy reader and both were in protective mode. So I don't know if they were just responding to this reader. I don't know what was going on. I just wanted to go for a reading. So I am one of the people that bring down the light to help others cross over. I was taught this as a child, amongst other things. I don't know how many other people in the world do it. I know others do it. I do not know how many. I can't tell you each one of us is capable of it. I do not know. I do know that I have never had my team members show force before like this. So my team pretty much has my back all the time, and I deeply appreciate it. Just thought I'd share. Oh, my dad eventually did go into the light, got himself straightened out, healed, balanced, and he pops in most gentle, loving energy now, as opposed to frantic and I'm sorry I wasn't there for you. He's balanced now. So thanks for listening. Bye.